Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. So, in this episode, I'm going to do a little bit of upgrading first over here at the smeltery. So, since I've added the transfer node here to the cobblestone generator, I don't really need this redstone circuit anymore. It's redstone clock, so let's gather it up. And where I'd rather put it is over here next to the faucet. So I'm going to take this chest and move it down one level so things line up a little better without letting it fall off the edge of the map. Great. Alright, so what I'd like to do is move this over here. So let's set up a little bit of a buffer. And I'll put the chest down. Oh, let's put it underneath. I'll put the chest right here next to the one block away from the casting table. And in between, I'm going to take one of these transfer nodes and attach it to the side. And what that's going to do is it's going to automatically pull out any ingot that's sitting here on the casting table and shove it into the chest. Let's take the redstone clock and I'm going to right click it on the same level next to the seared faucet. What that's going to do is it's now going to give an automated pulse to the faucet, which will put whatever's in the smeltery and form it into on the casting table into ingots, and then the transfer node will suck all the ingots into the chest, and with that I have automated the ingot collection. So what I need next is I'm going to work on the automated sieve. So the automatic sieve requires two parts. So I'm going to need electrum and invar. And invar is kind of a funky material. So this is going to be the first material where I need to combine to make an alloy within the smeltery. So I need 2 parts iron to 1 part nickel, and then it'll produce 3 parts of molten invar. So let's go over here and grab some nickel and place that in. So I've already ground down too much. I've allowed this to automatically collect too much. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces and place this back into the smeltery. And you know what? Why don't I correct the ratios here? So what this will do is it'll produce a layer of nickel, and then once the iron completes, that will combine and produce our invar. So I now have 6 ingots worth of molten invar. So let's take the redstone clock and place it back over here. So likewise, to make the sieve, I'm going to need to make this electrum gear, which is going to be needed. It looks like I can only make so there is no other formula other than a gear cast with molten electrum, and electrum is going to be made by combining equal parts of gold and silver. So let's figure out what can we make a cast of as a gear. So what am I willing to sacrifice? So gold gear, iron gear, invar gear. Let's find the cheapest gear that I can afford to lose. Okay, so I can actually make a cast of a wooden gear, and a wooden gear is just simple sticks. So let's head back and gather what we need for the invar. I'm sorry. gather what we need for the electrum. Alright, so what we need for the electrum is we're going to have to burn down some silver and some gold. So let's put down, actually, since I'm running a little low on gold right now, let's just do the gold ore dust and the silver ore dust. And likewise, let's go back and get some aluminum brass. I'm sorry, some aluminum. So where is that last ingot of aluminum brass? Alright, I got the aluminum ore as this quest reward. So let's try pounding it down and seeing what I can get. So let's take the aluminum ore, then the sand, and that's going to produce 4 pieces of powdered aluminum. So let's throw the aluminum here into the smeltery. So I have 4 pieces of molten electrum, and so that means make this electrum gear. We need 576, so I believe that is enough with 4 pieces. So let's let that go, and what I'm going to do is left click the upper level of molten aluminum. I'm going to take this pattern out, replace it with the wooden gear, then right click, well actually, and right click. No, okay, so the NEI is lying to me. So according to this, I should be able to make a gear cast from aluminum brass. That's why. Alright, so aluminum brass is going to be a special combination of aluminum and copper. So I only need a tiny bit of copper. Let's head back and get it. Alright, with the powdered copper ore, let's throw in 1 piece of the copper ore dust. Alright, so that combined with the aluminum became molten aluminum brass. So now we should be able to right click and have this pour down into the proper mold. There we go. So let's switch to the electrum by left clicking it, and then with 1 right click, hopefully that should be enough to fill up. Excellent. Whoop, which got sucked into the box as 1 electrum gear. So let's take the invar and the electrum and head back over to the main base. Let's take the let's find out where I left the string. Great, we'll make 1 piece of a silk mesh, and then go back to the formula. So this will be a automatic sieve. So I'm also going to need some invar nugget. So let's just break down one of these invar pieces into 9 nuggets. And like that, I should have all the pieces to make 1 automatic sieve. So let's check in with the book. And that should give me a reward bag. The next step is to make this automatic hammerer, which hopefully is not that much more difficult. So the hammer is going to take 6 blocks of 6 ingots of Invar. It's going to need a lot of iron and a piston. So unfortunately, the anvils are really going to be the the kicker. 31 pieces right here. So I'm going to need 34 pieces of iron. That is going to be a lot of sifting. So let's just head over here meanwhile and demo the automatic sieve. So I created a little landing area over here for all the parts. Well, actually, looks like I'm probably going to need to place these side by side until I get to the point where I can run some conduit. So let's throw that in. And do I have anything I can grind down yet? Probably not. So let's go and just for now throw these in here. So with the diamond hammer, this has just been wonderfully easy to go through and grind down cobble, but with the without the clock, nothing's going to move. So let's put that back and let that run. And so just as a demo, let's grab some of the coal. Let's throw the gravel up here, and let's put in some coal. So with that, we're now building up a alright, so we're now burning down the gravel, and it's automatically producing all the things that a normal sieve should produce. So all I really need to do next is find a way to automatically pipe this stuff out. So that is how we automate a sieve. So I think that for now, let's just take this box right here. Alright, let's move it right about here and connect it all up with transfer nodes. So like that should pump all the output material into this chest, and with that I should be good to go. So I'm going to let this run for a bit. I'm going to keep feeding it gravel, and then I'll go back and grind them down in the smeltery until I have enough pieces to make the automatic hammer. Alright, that should be enough grinding for a bit. So this is just going to work down on some more pieces of dust. So what I'd like to do is get the hammer up and running. So with a let's grab all the pieces here in the inventory. So let's start out by making the piston. So piston's pretty simple. We're just going to throw in, if I can remember how to make one, here's a piston. I'm going to need a pressure plate, which is just simply 2 pieces of iron, and then we're going to need a anvil, which I don't have quite the pieces for yet, but with the iron I should have enough in here. 25 blocks. Yep, so this is just going to be a pretty quick combine. So let me smash these down. And I'll throw them in the furnace and be right back. Alright, one thing I do want to make while this is working is a opaque item duct. So I tend to like the opaque item ducts because these are a lot less intensive on graphics cards. You know, there'll be as these networks get large, there's fewer things that are drawing sprites on the screen. All right, let's go forward with a servo. So for this, we're just going to need a piece of glass. Looks like there's all sorts of glass that qualifies, but I need to actually have it in my inventory. So let's head back to the crafting area, stock up on food. I seem to have forgotten to do that again before coming back and recording. What a mess. So let's throw that in, grab the glass. Part of me says that I should probably start consolidating all the chests over here instead of having things so far away from the where I'm actually doing the building. So let's build a servo, and so this is going to allow some automatic extraction of the lava. So let's throw down a couple pieces of. Oh wait, I'm going to need to actually do a fluiduct. That's okay. And are these 12? I bet you these are even 12 blocks away. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. So that's going to start piping cobble as soon as I come over here and throw in a servo and set the redstone control to ignore. And so hopefully, yep. So I'm seeing that should extract a piece and throw it in here to automatically make lava. So all I need next are fluiducts to pipe the finished lava down here to a seared tank. So meanwhile, let's get back to the hammer. So by now the iron should be ground down. I have another 16 pieces. I'm not going to have enough, am I? Figures. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, now I should have everything that I need. So let's go back. Let's take this iron and combine it to be a anvil. The anvil will be combined with the invar and the plate to form the hammer, automatic hammer. So I'm sort of running into a situation where this stone generator is getting a little cramped. So the generator is burning down the coal that's being produced by the automatic sieve. And so I'm just worried that there's not enough coal to keep everything powered. But you know, I can't really deal with that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more of this item duct that I just created and pipe it out of the better barrel into here. So I'm going to need to get my servo back. Let's attach it to the end of the thermodynamic item duct. Switch to that, to an on state, and hopefully that should start piping cobble directly into the hammer. Hopefully, maybe? Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's going to start pumping in cobble automatically. It's going to grind down the gravel. So let's grab one of the remaining transfer nodes. And what I want is the transfer node to dump all of its output here into the sieve. So this is going to burn down gravel and basically dump it here as stuff is being ground down. Great. And so this transfer node is going to pull it out and place it into this chest. So what I've done over here is I've created a auto packager to automatically take the loose items and combine them into 2x2 patterns, so I get the gravel, sand, and dust that I need in order to pipe it into the smeltery. And so each one of these is going to basically give me all sorts of ores that I need as long as I'm willing to wait. So with that, I'm going to call this an episode. That was an awful lot of grinding just to get to this point, but now I think I have everything I need to call this a automated system. So if you could, please leave a like or a comment. Let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you next time on Agrarian Skies 2. Bye.